Hello, EnteiTainment here. My name is Daniel, welcoming you to the matchup breakdown for Week 11, where I will be taking on BC Lions King, who we know from the channel. He is an excellent Pokemon player and has been a supporter of my channel for a very long time, so I'm obviously very thankful for that. We did face him before on Week 4, I believe, and we did come away with a win, so hopefully we can continue the trend, and that will make our lives easier if we have a chance at playoffs. So we're going to hop into it. I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible because I know they drag on a lot and that's pretty boring. So I'm going to try to keep it as quick and to the point as I possibly can. So looking at the team matchup, we are familiar with his team. He has the Mega Gyarados, Togekiss, Latias, Entei. So I guess I wasn't paying very good attention when I looked at his draft, because he actually has Darmanitan, not Entei, as I learned when the match actually happened. So let it be noted, he has Darmanitan, not Entei. My bad. Machamp, Jolteon, Aggron, Quillfish, Dusknoir, Tangela, I don't know, and Cryogonal. So a very, very cool team. We will actually see that he has my Quillfish and I have his Drapion, so pretty interesting that the sides have sort of switched here. I'm realizing now this looks kind of disproportionate. My team looks huge compared to his own, but I guess I just sized it incorrectly. My bad. But he does have my Quillfish and I have his Drapion. Other than that, I don't think there's much I really need to say. I feel like last time we learned that my Gourgeist can really effectively shut down his Tangela, as well as things like maybe an Aggron or a Machamp, or maybe even Quillfish if he brings it. And on his side, I'm pretty threatened by his Entei, even though I have a couple bulky water types. Abandoned Entei is still nothing that you really want to switch into, so hopefully we do not have to deal with that thing. And finally, he is a fan of his Cryogonal. Last time he brought some pretty cool coverage on it, as well as rapid spin, so I think I'm expecting to see like a freeze-drying, water pulsing type Cryogonal, but I guess we will see when the time comes. So I didn't do the method you saw last time. I actually didn't do it because I didn't like it and it was pretty repetitive and took a really long time, and honestly I didn't really use it when I was team building, so there's actually not going to be an Excel section, excuse me. I still did the team typings, but like I've been saying, I don't want to show that to you guys because it's pretty dull, and so that means there's only one more slide for this PowerPoint, and that is the offensive spotlight, which is something I've sort of been thinking about, where I look at the one mon on my team that I feel like can have the most coverage to hit everything on his team. So for me, that's going to end up being Greninja. If I bring like Dark Pulse, Surf, Ice Beam, and then maybe Low Kick for the Cryogonal, I can actually hit everything that is not, or everything that is darkened on his team. Extra sensory. I need extra sensory to hit the Quillfish and the Machamp. So I guess Cryogonal technically should not be darkened. That's a mistake on my part, but everything else on his team besides the Jolteon and the Gyarados, I can hit super effectively with Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Surf, and Extra Sensory. So that is why Greninja is in the offensive spotlight. I think he can provide a lot of pressure, or even if I brought a physical set, that would open up things like Low Kick for the Cryogonal and Ice Punch and stuff like that. So I ended up going special, as you'll see in a second, but that is why Greninja is featured here. I think he can do a lot of work and is obviously very fast, faster than everything on his team besides the Jolteon or like a Scarf Pokemon. So anyways, that is it for the PowerPoint. I'm going to hop over to Showdown so you can see the finalized team, and then that'll be that. So BRB. Alright, we're back on Pokemon Showdown, where I will be actually going through all of the EVs and IVs and moves on my Pokemon. So I will quickly say something that has been going on this season, I feel, for me as a player, is I've been thinking too much about the matchup, and I've been reading too deep into it, and I have not been giving my gut credit, because I feel like in Pokemon at least, not in all aspects of my life, I'm not going to try to make that assumption, but typically my gut tends to be correct when I'm team building. So there wasn't a whole lot of thought process that went into this team builder, not only because I have experience with BC, I played them before, but also because I wanted to trust my gut more and just kind of throw some Pokemon together, mix some movesets around, and see if I could make the magic happen. So this will probably be a short video because there's just not a lot to talk about. I just sort of made some spreads, clicked the suggested EVs, and that was that. So I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll see what ends up happening. The other part of this is he's kind of rushed. He has a pretty busy end of the week coming up, so we want to get this done as soon as possible, and I obviously respect that, and he has things to do, so I wanted to crank out this team, which also goes into trusting my gut, because that's kind of what I have to do, because we're sort of pressed for time here. But anyways, enough babbling. We're going to start with the Pokemon who will hopefully be the star of the show, Greninja. I want to run Expert Belt. I don't want to die to Life Orb, just because I think I can get a lot of moves off on his team, and I don't want to stop the Rampage because I'm dying to Life Orb. So we are running the formulas I talked about: Dark Pulse, Surf, Extrasensory, and Ice Beam. That lets me hit everything besides the Mons I noted earlier. I think it's the Jolteon, the Gyarados, and the Cryogonal, so it should do a lot of damage, even though I'm not Life Orb. This speed is to outspeed Timid Latias, which he could end up bringing, and obviously I don't want to take a Draco from that, so unfortunately I can't make myself modest. I need a Timid nature to actually hit above 350. We can see that if I don't have this nature, if I go modest or something, I won't hit 350. I barely don't hit it, so we obviously want to hit 350. So we will be trying to exceed that. There you go, those are the EVs there. And then I wanted max special attack, and then the rest in HP. This still gives me an odd number. I guess I did that assuming I would be Life Orb, but I actually switched it. So it gives me an odd number, I guess, for hazards. I will take a rounded down amount of hazard damage as opposed to rounded up. So that's the Greninja. Next we just have a Focus Sash Nasty Plot Infernape. Interestingly, this coverage does pretty well against this team. I'm able to kill the Gyarados with Hidden Power Electric, which could be something that wants to switch in, expecting a physical Infernape, and then I can drop him with that. If he chooses to Mega Evolve, that would be bad, because obviously it wouldn't be quite effective anymore, but hopefully my Sash will be intact if he does decide to make that play. I wanted to go with Modest here. Timid might let me outspeed something, but I didn't have the time to actually check, so hopefully I don't end up regretting that. I'm running Vacuum Wave for priority, and then Flamethrower for stab. Hits stuff like the Tangela or the Togekiss. Or I guess Togekiss is hit by Hidden Power Electric, but basically it's a powerful stab move that I need to complete the moveset. So I am running Blaze because I'm not running any punch moves, so it wouldn't make any sense. And yeah, that's the Infernape. Hopefully I can get off some kind of sweep if I manage to damage his team with Greninja. Since we have a Focus Sash user, I definitely want to bring Rapid Spin, so that's where Extra Drill came in. I haven't been bringing this thing a lot, and I really like Extra Drill, so hopefully he serves me well. I am running Chesto Resto because I want some regeneration on this thing. I think he might struggle to kill Excadrill. He has his Entei and maybe his Gyarados or his Machamp to kill me, but I think overall he might actually struggle to kill his Excadrill, so that's why I want to keep him around for a little while, or at least as long as possible. And I'm running Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Rest. I don't know if he'll bring hazards, but I made that assumption about Classy and ended up paying the ultimate price for it, so I am going to bring Rapid Spin, even though I'm really doubting he brings hazards. I think he would need to bring it on, heck, I don't even know, his Aggron. He would need to bring Stealth Rock Aggron or maybe Toxic Spikes Quillfish. I don't know. I'm not expecting hazards, but it could happen, and I want to be prepared if it does. Especially defensive, so that I can take stuff from Latias or Togekiss or other stuff, Jolteon, I suppose. Probably Cryogonal as well, but I don't think I really want to take ice moves, and he does get Water Pulse, so we'll see. Next we have the Gourgeist. I used this thing against him before, so it was already proven that he cannot deal with it very well. I'm just running a kind of stally set that you're probably used to seeing against or when I had Trevenant, I would run a pretty similar set to this with Leech Seed, Will-O-Wisp, Substitute, and Phantom Force. Obviously, I don't get the beautiful Citrus Berry Harvest garbage, but Frisk is like pretty good as well, so obviously for very different reasons, but Frisk is also an excellent ability. I am running Spadef just because I clicked the suggested thing, but Will-O-Wisping stuff will obviously lower their attacks, so it's probably better to be especially defensive anyways. And Leftovers just because I want that regeneration. Not a whole lot to talk about this Gorgeist. He really struggled to kill it in our first match, so that's why I am bringing it again. Next we have a member that has not yet hit the field. I kind of wanted to bring it against him just because it used to be his, and I don't know, it does do pretty well. Knockoff Poison Jab and Earthquake hits like most of his team, so I think if I can set up an Agility, I will be able to sweep, or maybe not sweep, but I'll be able to cleave through his team before I end up dying. I don't want to run Sniper just because I'm not trying to abuse his like cross poison stuff. I'm just going to run Battle Armor so I don't get critted. I might need Jolly, but like I've been saying, I didn't have the time to check, so who really knows? And the EVs, I guess, are pretty self-explanatory besides that. And then finally, I used this Lantern against him before. It is just a Specs kind of bulky offensive Lantern with Volt Switch, Scald, Ice Beam, and Discharge. It has the kind of Bolt Beam coverage, I guess not really because I'm running Discharge, but it does very nicely. It gives me a slow pivot and the potential to burn or paralyze stuff, as well as a switch into Jolteon. Although he's probably going to be expecting that because I tried to do that last time and he wasn't ready for it, so I assume he'll be ready for it this time. So it might not work. I might actually want Water Absorb for his Gyarados because I don't think he'd be expecting that. But overall, I just think that Volt Absorb is better, especially because Gyarados gets Earthquake, which would hurt, and he would probably choose that over Waterfall. So that is the team. I'm not sure how this match is going to go, but I need to do well in order to have a good chance of the playoffs. So hopefully we can get a high differential. I'm obviously hoping for a 6-0, but obviously that's a lot to ask. BC is by no means a bad player, so I don't think it will be easy, but I do want to be thinking about differential constantly, which is not something I've been doing. So a lot of new stuff here for me, using my gut, playing for differential. It's going to be interesting, but we'll see how it goes. So thank you guys very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, or dislike if you didn't, and feel free to let me know why either way down in the comment section. You can also leave any questions or concerns down there, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day, whatever day it may be when you're watching this, and get hyped for this match because it is pretty important. This has been Daniel, and EnteiTainment out. No paralysis. 0 paralysis? Oh my gosh! What is going on? What is going on? Smiggler does not care at all. Ah! What? Does Smiggler have Limber or something? What is going on here?